Hello everyone, my name is Marcus G. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Wrong Guy is a Chicago Fire episode in which various characters appear out of place, which seems appropriate given the program's overall disconnected and unsatisfying nature. It's not a bad episode, but it exists without a clear purpose or addition to Season 12. Calling it a filler episode is perhaps a stretch, given there are just a few moments in the hour that will linger after the credits. The central plotline of Chicago Fire Season 12. Episode 10 is the debut of another new recurring character, Jack Damon, played by Michael Bradway. Bradway fills the void left by the departure of Rome Flynn as Derek Gibson, who joined the show following the departure of Alberta Rosend as Blake Gallo. Jack Damon appears to be another short-term figure, as he has an unsurprising hidden objective. Near the end of the episode, Darren Ritter discovers Damon on the phone with an anonymous individual, telling them that nobody here knows. This is hardly the first time that a professed ally has been portrayed as a villain. Say what you want about the late paramedic Jared Lennox, but he was unmistakably a nuisance. However, audiences have seen the heel turn before with characters such as Jack Damon, Emma Jacobs, and Hope Jacquinot, and there appears to be a heel turn. Jack cuddles up to Stella and assists her in saving girls on fire with a TV interview, but then Severide confesses to Stella that he does not recall teaching Jack at the academy. So why would Jack lie? Furthermore, what would have been wrong with him simply being a fan of Firehouse 51 who eventually works there? With all of the attention-grabbing events that occur at 51, that would not have been out of the ordinary, and it would be more intriguing than having another problem child so soon after the Lennox plot. Hopefully, Jack will show all of this incorrect, but for the time being, he is a fresh character going down an old route, and Firehouse 51 will have to become more cautious of the people they bring in. The best part of this plotline is Caitlin Chenette's reappearance as Kylie Estevez, who fills in for Mouch, as both Christian Stolt and Iman Walker are absent this episode. The second subplot in The Wrong Guy is around Joe Cruz's adopted son Javi. Cruz is concerned when he discovers that Javi's uncle Dennis is in Chicago and wishes to re-establish contact with Javi, afraid that the other man would fight the adoption. Perhaps he still remembers the drama that Monica Raymond's character Gabriella Dawson experienced with Louis. Chicago Fire has done 3 big adoption tales in its history, with Dawson, Sylvie Brett, and Cruz, all of which have been quite dramatic. In Cruz's instance, however, the concept makes a sharp right turn because Dennis is not linked to Javi at all. He's a con artist who demands that Cruz give him $50,000 to go. The best aspect about this subplot is that Joe Minoso gets more screen time. As a member of the supporting characters, he does not often receive a large plot, and when he does, it is usually comic, such as the Slavian story in Chicago Fire Season 12. Episode 5, On the Hook. Minoso shines at dramatic plotlines, and The Wrong Guy is no exception. Audiences instantly realize that the woman Cruz portrays as his wife is not Chloe, resulting in a heartbeat of genuine delight when Dennis is apprehended by a swarm of undercover cops. And Cruz and Javi's interactions continue to be so touching that it's impossible not to adore them. But except in proving that Cruz is an excellent father, what does this narrative accomplish? It's a headache for him, heartache for Javi, and that's all. The same goes for the Violet and Novak scene, in which Violet discovers that Novak does not want to be her new partner since she prefers to work at other firehouses with her pals. Violet's attempt to become more friends with Novak feels desperate, especially because her rationale for wanting to associate with Novak includes informing Stella that Novak has some skills and she's not a shill for Chief Robinson. That's far from a glowing endorsement. These are 2 more narratives in which everyone feels disoriented and fumbling around, which adds to the episode's overall sense of dislocation. David Eigenberg and Daniel Kinney are solely responsible for one component of The Wrong Guy's success. The episode begins with Christopher Herman's daughter Annabelle receiving a new phone, and Herman unwittingly discovering that he can track his children using their cell phones. Ritter reluctantly demonstrates how to accomplish it, and Herman, as expected, overreacts with his new talent and throws himself into trouble. When Ritter says something about technology falling into the wrong hands, that perfectly summarizes the entire scenario. But it's a success because Kinney and Eigenberg play it flawlessly. Kinney understands how to play a weary, beleaguered Ritter in contrast to Eigenberg's high-energy performance when Herman is on fire. If anything, this episode emphasizes how important David Eigenberg is to the series, and how the show relies on his abilities. It's not that he's underutilized. Rather, he's so stunningly wonderful both comedically and dramatically that he deserves more recognition than he receives. Eigenberg can be a lightning rod for Chicago Fire, and in return, Chicago Fire provides Eigenberg with a platform that other shows do not. He has several laugh-out-loud moments with Kiri and the lovely Robin Coffin, who plays Cindy Herman. However, unlike some of the other Season 12 subplots, it is not solely for the sake of comedy. This comes from a place that is entirely appropriate for Herman. Of course, he does not know enough about technology, and he will undoubtedly overparent. The chuckles come naturally from the characters, and they elevate an otherwise uninteresting episode. The wrong guy does note Bowden and Mouch's absences, which ironically occur in the same week that Hank Voigt is missing from Chicago PD, but even if they had been present, they would only have added to an episode that is too packed and too scattered. Less narratives with greater focuses would undoubtedly have been beneficial. Perhaps some of the storylines could have been pursued deeper and found more to give. As it is, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my fast gossip to our channel and stay with us.